Hello, what are we doing today? Well, you're gonna come with me on a typical harvest day. We got a little bit of corn out. We're gonna try to do some cover crops. Small time farmer, and this is how we're gonna do it. So come along and you'll see some of the things we do for our seed tender and other things we do for harvesting. So we'll turn the camera around and we'll get started. Okay, so we're hooking up our quote seed tender. So we're just gonna get this hooked up. We got some rye in there, bag of radishes, and we got also some rice sitting in the back of the truck in those tubs. So, and we'll get the wagon unhooked. We're gonna go over to the county. They have a spreader, so we're gonna get the spreader out to a Viacon spreader to put the rye seed out and some corn stalks. So let's get started. Okay, got the trailer dropped off here. Got the rye back in there. Now we're gonna go. Actually, we saw the guy that does our combining operating across the street, so we're gonna go say hi to him, see how that's going. Then we're gonna go get the seeder from the FSA. Just a backdrop of what's going on here. This is the guy that does my custom harvesting. He's doing some of his corn right now, so I decided to ride along with him, get a plan for what we're going to do the next couple days. Alright, this is the Guthrie County FSA NRCS. And if you look way back there in that corner, that's what we're picking up, that little cedar. There. Okay, so what it is, we got the ball out. We'll put that in with the Guthrie County Water Conservation did. They took a little Viacon cedar, set it up on a little cart, and there we go. And we use our cover crops for that. So we'll pull that to the field, get it to the tractor, and away we'll go. Okay, we got the cedar sitting there. We're gonna do a little sidetrack thing. We're gonna go test some corn. The custom harvest guy asked what our moisture was, so we don't want to hold anything up in case he's going to come to our field next. He kind of jumps from his field to our field. He has two combines, one set up for beans, one set up for corn. So we will go test some corn. Be right back and we'll get a video of us walking to the cornfield. Okay, we're out at the field here we're going to pull some ears from. If you go both sides of the lane, it's 90 acres. I think it's 88. We'll just call it 90. There's actually 3 varieties of corn in here. There's a 110-day Cornelius, a 110-day Champion. There's a 109-day Champion in the end rows and the back corner. So we're gonna pull a couple ears and see what it looks like. Okay, we got a couple ears. Now, you ever notice when you have a screw up, it's always by the road? When we finished over there, we pulled the individual row units off, so we had 5 rows off in the last pass over there. But when we started this side, we left those 5 units off at 100 feet. And silly me, I forgot to fill them back in when I was done. So we came on here through we had some radishes and some annual ryegrass and some other stuff. So, of course, it's right by the road. Okay, we're on our hand shell, and you tell me what that is, because I don't know. But I decided I don't really feel like hand shelling that one. So I grabbed another ear. One more field. We're going to pick some fields off this one. It's the same 109 Champion variety. It's just this one has a little different fertility program, so I want to make sure it's got the same dryness, or not dry. We use less anhydrous here because we put on 3 tons of chicken litter an acre. It just seemed to be a little greener all year long. So we got all our PK from the chicken litter, and we figured what nitrogen was available the first year. We reduced the amount of anhydrous accordingly. And this field looked actually better than any other field we've had all year. Like it had almost like a second application of nitrogen because of that slower release, or maybe the rain brought out some of the second year nitrogen availability. We'll pull some ears off this and go from there. Okay, we got our containers. We're at the local ethanol plant. There's a guy unloading beans, semi getting probed, gonna drop off. We're gonna go walk in and see what this corn is. Okay, well, we got that corn tested. It's actually kind of what I thought. The stuff with the chicken litter was a lot. Now I gotta look. stuff the chicken litter was a lot wetter. It was 20.4. Even though it was planted the same, well, it was one day after April 25th, it was 20.4. The other corn that just had the anhydrous, it was dried down a little faster. It was 18.4. So that was planted April 23rd. Same variety. And it's like I said, I think the stuff with the chicken litter had a little more nutrients later in the year, almost like a side dress, the way that some of that chicken litter with the rain we had, they see a lot of that nitrogen is not available to the next year, but maybe some was, or it was just releasing a little slower, but it seemed to come along. So we'll see what we can do for harvest. I know the custom guy's busy. I'm hoping to get him there tomorrow morning and finish a field he started, and maybe even Saturday morning. He's been coming with his one combine set up for corn to do some of the dews out, and he can't do his beans. He's really trying to get his beans done, so while they're ready, which I understand. Hey, if you don't have your own equipment, you live by other people. So that's what we're doing, and everything's going fairly well right now. We got some beautiful weather. We're gonna go do some seeding now. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm kind of laughing at myself backing this out. I will tell people, I think backing a wagon out is like a... I'm gonna edit this video, by the way. I think to be able to back a wagon out, and the reason young people can't do it, anyone under 50, is back then you had like shamans and druids cast spells on people when they were born so they could back a wagon out as they got older, and we don't do that anymore. I'm usually about a move late, and this one, sometimes the steering sticks one way. I'm gonna go with that, but I'm just trying to get out far enough so I can turn. So we gotta take the wagon off, hook that seeder up, and away we go. So hopefully the next year we'll have a little bigger wagon, one with brakes, and carry a few more bushels. There we go, almost going straight. Boy, it always wants to go left. The tractor. And I will tell you, I was in here a while ago and my emblem's gone. Normally I'd say I don't care, but I can't believe my emblem's gone. And I do care. Oh. Here's our system. We'll use, unfortunately, the bucket to dump this into there. We got cereal rye and one bag of radishes, like groundhog radishes. And that'll go just on this field. The other two fields are just getting straight cereal rye. This one's like 27 pounds of cereal rye. It's 4 or 5 pounds of radishes per acre on this one. The other field is like just shy of 40 pounds of cereal rye with nothing else. The thing I always like about this is I always got to remember a tow strap, a rope, or something to tie to that so I can open it. But also that means you'll never shut it until it's empty. So someday, I keep saying I'm going to buy a 3.1 of these, own it. It would definitely have hydraulic controls, so that would be nice. So let's get started. All right, first load is in. We got some of this rye seed in there. There's your rye seed. And we got some of this, I don't know if you can see in there or not very well, or we got some of the radish seed. So being a small farmer, we did all this by hand. So what we need is, I need like 100,000 followers to give me like 100,000 views, 100,000 views, excuse me. Then maybe I can get a seed tender they loan me like all these people on the internet, because it's like crazy. This is a lot of work. So, well, we'll get spread and get some more video of that. Here we go. Okay, here we are. Going along, not real fast, trying to get close. We left this corn because it got a little wet. It's super hard to see. What we're really looking for is how far it goes. We're going to go right next to these rows just because we want to throw as much in there as we can. So this will throw that cereal rye about 30 feet and get a decent pattern. So yeah, the tractor is pretty quiet. 1500 RPM, get about 540 on the RPM. Pretty nice. So all right, ready for load 2. There's my awesome hydraulic rope opener. Just kidding. More rye. Here we go. Don't forget about the radishes. Okay, I'm here catching my breath after loading that up again by hand. While I'm catching my breath, people ask, well, why do you use cover crops, or why doesn't everyone use cover crops? The problem with cover crops, not the problem, the issues always have to be, there has to be a benefit. It's a lot of work and there's costs involved. Now we get some cost sharing, as in they pay us a little bit to do it. They will not cover my costs this year, but I do it for various reasons. Now, the first and foremost reason I do it for erosion control, because I don't know if this video tells, but it's a pretty good hill here. So we use it on some of my HEL ground. The other reason I use it, got erosion. Now we got compaction. It's kind of my tillage on these fields that we grew corn, beans. We use the rye, the cereal rye a lot. Sometimes we'll add the radishes like in this field when they tell us to. And if we think we can get them in early enough to help with the compaction. So you got those two. The thing we're seeing with beans is beans seem to do well when we plant into cereal rye. We'll actually plant green, we'll spray it the day of, or the next day, or the day before we plant. That seems to work very well. The cereal rye is 8 inches plus tall, and it helps with weed control. The benefits I don't know about that they talk about, and I assume it helps, is water filtration, which I think it will, and water purity, keeping the rivers clean. So we try to do it, but as a farmer also you got to remember, if you're spending money, there should be some benefit. And we're in central Iowa. One of the things we struggle with is the cover crop I want to use is after beans, but the last 2 years the beans have come out so late we've had trouble getting them growing. Maybe we need to go an earlier bean, but then again we don't want to have this cost us money, or because no one wants to have less money in their pocket. So we're trying to, margins are thin. We don't need stuff to make those margins zero. But I would like to find a cover crop that doesn't hurt corn. And I know some people say cereal rye does, some don't. I'm always a little scared to put cereal rye in front of corn. We've just been having trouble getting stands of crimson clover or oats or annual ryegrass ahead of corn just because we can't seem to get the beans out fast enough. So we're going to get back to spreading this. I'm going to cool down now, and this will be the last load on this field. Here we go.